And we're starting on the reflections of what this year has been as we move on to the next year and setting goals. Or even looking at what did we achieve? Not just the downside of things. And having this conversation with us is Judy Mzungu.
Asante sana Mikali, you're looking hot.
Thank you. Yani, sidhani kama. Thank you. Thank you for the full shot. Finally. Thank you. Thank you so much, Judy. Judy,
Asante.
you look like a proper lady.
Oh,
Complete with the
asante.
pearls, as in niko tu hivi.
Niko tu hivi,
Dainty.
nimeka tu.
Welcome to Full Circle.
Asante, nashukuru sana
You know, it's
Mikali.
always lovely. And Merry Christmas. Have I told you Merry Christmas?
No, you haven't.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
This is the
Mikali.
week?
Yes. Can you imagine? It's the end of the year. It's a year since I met you.
Yes, it
Yeah,
is.
it's been a great year. Thank you so much. Yes.
And thank you for even starting this conversation on there, because now we'll get to the nitty-gritties of what this year has been to you before we even
Yes.
get to other people and what we need to be doing. How has it been for you?
For me, honestly, it's been a great year. And when I say great year, I'm not talking great year in terms of results. I'm talking great year in terms of laying foundation. You may have known, of course, that it's been 1 year of doing the realignment program. The testimonies have been amazing, amazing, amazing. But even more than that, you know, if I looked at it in terms of numbers, maybe I would have thought, Judy, you haven't gotten there. You know,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
because if you're looking at it in terms of what are the number of people that you have reached,
Yes.
you know, you'll start comparing yourself with other people. As an example, I have to remember that I just started as a coach almost, slightly more than a year ago. You understand?
Yes.
So it's important. The first thing that I want to tell people is when you're thinking about your success, don't compare yourself with another person's
That is the truth.
journey.
Yes, yes.
Look at the uniqueness of your journey and appreciate the strides that you have made.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You do not know what they had to go through, the
Yes.
sacrifices they had to make,
Yes.
the pain.
Yes.
It is your journey.
Yes.
So
It's
own
your-
it.
Own it. Own your journey. And then the other thing is just keep on digging. Every day, celebrate the little wins.
Yeah. We don't do that much.
We don't.
We are always beating ourselves down, thinking, Bona sijafanya,
Yes.
ningekuwa nimefanya, it's the end of the year, this was my goal, I haven't. But then you've not been sitting, there's something you have done.
Yes.
So we don't celebrate.
We don't celebrate. So even just being able to celebrate the little wins, the small wins. Every time I came here, Mikali, for me, I went back home and said thank you. For every call that I received from the listeners of from Switch TV, again,
Yes.
I said thank you. And this, I guess, is an opportunity to say thank you to Switch TV and thank you to your audiences for just being so receptive to the message that I have had to offer. May the Lord bless you guys.
Oh, Amina. Amina, tunashukuru. Mimi na nimejieka kwa hiyo. Yeah, thank you. So during the same time, even as we reflect on what the year has been, it's been tough.
Yes.
And with every new year or end of the year, there's hope. There's so much hope. We are bubbling in it. And I remember 2019, we were bubbling with it. And 2020 came and we were so happy we start the year with some, gusto. We're good to go. And then COVID hit.
Yes.
And then 2020 went by. By the time nafika December, we were just like, next year's gonna, lazima itaisha. And then 2021, ndio hii December, tuko na Omicron.
Yes.
And now we don't know what 2022 will hold for us.
Yes, yes. I think there's something that you said about the circumstances of life. We don't know about the outcomes.
That is true.
But even then, we have to keep on dreaming. We have to keep on dreaming. I'll have you know, Mikali, when I first started, my journey into speaking started with me actually visualizing myself going into corporate training.
Okay.
Then COVID hit, which meant that opportunity was closed.
Completely.
But let me tell you, at that time, I had no realignment program. Realignment program was born as a result of that season of COVID.
I have goosebumps.
That's true. That's when the idea came up, that's when the thought came up, and that's when I went into online training. And let me tell you, Mikali, honestly speaking, I am grateful to God, because I probably would not have taken that direction and I would have lost destiny. For me, I found purpose in that season.
You did not get swallowed up with, I had this idea. This is what I had seen for myself. I visualized myself.
Yes.
I visualized myself in this space.
Yes.
So you did
but
not
actually,
sulk
it's
and
very
just be
likely
like,
that even if I go into corporate training, which I will, but it will pivot around realignment.
Yes. You found the thing.
Yes. In the storm, in the darkness,
We need to be hopeful.
We need to keep on creating.
Yeah,
We need to keep on visualizing, no matter what.
absolutely. So when we talk about goal setting, and
Yes.
you mentioned something before the show began,
Yes.
and how the vision, the goals, us being able to dream again, how is it all connected? And what can we do around this time?
Mikhail, if you remember yourself as a child, you had
Yes.
great dreams.
Yes.
You had an ability to sit and visualize the future. You could see yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I remember myself as a girl. I remember wanting to be a journalist, a news anchor. I've told you that story.
Yes, you have.
Yes, I remember going to KTN at 17. That time KTN was at Nyayo House,
Yes.
trying to be an anchor. Then I was told I looked too young on the screen. And it looked for me like that dream was over. You know, Mikali, every time I come here, this is half fulfillment of the dream. Like, you know what?
I did. I did. Niko kwa TV.
Niko kwa TV,
Yes.
Yes. So, you know, do you know what? My ability to dream could have been taken out, actually was taken out in that season, because I faced disappointment after disappointment, you know, and things just didn't seem to work out. I seemed to have taken a detour into administration, later into sales, later into marketing. It could have been gone for me. Mikali, until I was able to tap into that girl and tap into that child and remember my ability to speak. So every vision that I had before that probably was not aligned to what God had for me. You understand? Yeah?
Yes.
And it doesn't mean if probably I had guidance earlier, it would have made my journey way easier in terms of being able to point out what are your natural gifts and abilities. What did you want to do as a child? What has life taken away from you in the process of you living?
Yes.
Because the pain, the hurt, the disappointment, the rejection, we call it, after a while begins to get into our minds.
Yes.
Remember, it is actually your mind that is able to imagine. The spirit receives the message. I received it at the age of 4, 5, 6. I knew what God had in store for me. But as I continued going through the pain, the hurt, the anger, the disappointment, what began to happen to me is that I stopped believing in me. I stopped seeing that message clearly. I stopped seeing that version of Judy clearly. And so for you to actually set goals that can stand the test of time, it has to be in line with you having clear vision, clear purpose.
Okay.
Now that has been taken out for many of us by our situations and circumstances, the past pain, the past anger, the past hurt, the past disappointment.
Expectations as well.
Yes. No, in fact, we lost expectations. Basically, the truth is, for most of us, we began to lower our expectations because the last time I had very high dreams, I was brought down. So let me just play safe. Let me be in this comfort zone because here I'm unlikely to get disappointed again.
But then you're not living your full potential.
You're not living your full potential. So for many people, even as we go to set out goals, maybe it's important for us to turn up our ability to dream again. Mikali. That's my message for us this time.
We dream again.
Let's dream again.
You know, sometimes, like you said, when we are young and we have seen this thing for ourselves, it is what we've seen for ourselves. And we grow up in a society that sees things for you.
Yes.
Wewe kwetu ni kwa madaktari. Hawezi tuambia unataka kuwa fashion designer.
Yes.
Kwetu ni hivi. So there's also that you lose yourself to what people expect you to be. You lose yourself or ignore who you are inside to please or to be in line with a community or society. So we need to shed that off.
We need, actually, yes. A lot of this time, by the way, people will go out, party, and then come and write goals very fast.
Mbio mbio. Niliandika, si Judy alisema.
31st December, you write goals very, very fast. You have to take time to introspect.
Yeah.
Remember who you were as a child. Begin to turn off those voices. And I like the fact that you're talking about turning off those voices. I was watching an interview by Tyler Perry.
Yes.
And he was talking about what we see today. It failed. He struggled with it for 7 years. Do you know why he could struggle with it for 7 years? He had a strong conviction.
Yes.
He knew that he had heard the voice. He knew that I knew. This is it. Many of us, by the way, the reason why we don't have stickability as far as our vision is concerned is that we don't have conviction. Yeah. God spoke, because he speaks, by the way, Mikali, to each and every one of us.
So shida inakuanga wapi hapo Judy? Kusikia ama kujua ni sauti?
First, kuna element ya kusikia, because sometimes kuna mtu alienda akapotea black box. Just black box ya ndege imelost. Imezimika.
Yes.
Hiyo sasa.
Yes.
Kuna mtu. But then, even for the most part, by the way, actually, all of us, kuna mtu atakwambia, I felt it. I feel it.
Yes.
It's just that they haven't been trained to know that this is how God is speaking to you.
Because it's just a strong feeling.
Yes, it's just a strong feeling. I had a hunch. My instinct was telling me.
Yes. But it's God.
It is God speaking to each and every one of us. So the moment you're able to understand that voice and have that conviction with such clarity, you can hold on to it. Now that moves it to the realm of from the spirit. Remember, I keep talking about body, soul, and spirit.
Yes.
So you're removing it from the realm of the spirit, your spirit with a small s, now to the realm of the soul, your mind. Now your mind has to have the capacity to interpret that signal that has been sent to you by God, that instinct. Many of us keep talking about, I had an idea for something, but then I thought that I couldn't do it. Why did you think you could do it? The voices around you impeded your ability to believe in yourself.
Okay.
So the thing that we do as coaches is to help you to bring out that voice, the inner voice, to strengthen your inner voice, and to bring down the other voices. That can only come with Kali once you understand where the root came from, and then two, you understand your identity. Once you understand your identity well enough, you can be able to overcome any other voice, any other thing that they tell you. That's why, by the way, when they come up with strategies of looking at yourself in the mirror, they're trying to help you to do that without coming from the inside out. Are you getting it? It's a shortcut, but it doesn't work.
Okay, okay. You've said this a couple of times before.
Yes.
It needs to. Ndani.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that is the place where once you're able to strengthen that, and then now the Spirit of God speaks to you, because it speaks to each and every one of us.
Yes.
That voice, that signal will be strengthened. You'll be able to stay the journey. You'll be able to fight it through.
Okay.
Now you understand where the goal setting now becomes an issue. Secondly, now a lot of doubt and fear because of everything that happened in the past. So we help you to overcome that by healing.
Okay, okay, okay.
Do you get it?
Because where the doubt and the fear comes from.
Yes, it has to be traced.
Yes.
So that you're able to overcome. Okay. Once you're able to overcome, faith checks in back again. Belief checks in back again. Your zeal and passion checks in back again. It's possible then for you to bring it into manifestation.
Okay. I see.
You get it?
I see. And I don't think I've ever understood really the way you've put it, how doubt and fear is dealt with.
Yes.
It's not a superficial thing. We dig deep.
Yes.
We are going to pay our bills right now. We will be right back with Judy Mzungu after this very short commercial break. Please send in all of your questions, 111 444 111. And have you set your goals? Are you seeing the vision? Have you gone back and tapped into the child that you used to be? Are you seeing it now? What held you back? Send us your questions and your stories on our SMS line or even social media, Switch TV KU on Instagram, Switch TV Kenya on Facebook. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Full Circle with Mukali. A very good morning to you. How you're doing? Are you following this conversation? We're coming to the end of the year and we're just looking and reflecting back on what that year has been like, or what we've experienced. And as also we get into setting new goals into the new year, what do we need? How should we be? Where should we look? Did we even achieve? What is holding us back? So we've talked about doubt and fear and the loud noises around us. But then there's something, Judy, that you said, I think that has stuck with me.
Yes.
That it's things that we've experienced in the past that inflict the fear and the doubt in us
Yes.
that we can't do it. Because so you start off well, you know
Yes.
that voice,
Yes.
voice of God,
Yes.
that gut instinct that is so
Yes.
strong it's not going anywhere.
Yes.
You hear it.
Yes.
And you know, this is the direction that I want to take.
Yes.
And you set out to take it.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, it's not going to be, okay, nilisikia sauti, I'm going to go. And it's going to be okay.
No. You'll find disappointment, that's true.
Yes.
Some of us will encounter failure. You understand? Somewhere along the way, temporary failure, temporary setbacks.
Okay.
But it was it is your conviction to that which you had in the beginning that will help you to keep bouncing back despite the temporary setbacks, despite the failure, despite the disappointment. Okay. Now the challenge becomes for most of us is that we don't have people around us who can encourage us, Mikali.
Okay.
And that's why the environment that you are in now becomes very important. Now, even as you talk about goal setting, your relationships, it's an important thing for us to think about. Who do you have around your life? Do they speak life to you? Do they encourage you? Do they see the best in you? It's time for us to really rethink if we're ever going to set goals that we can achieve.
Yeah.
Because the voices that are around you or were around you at first, growing up, have gotten you here.
That is true.
So if you're going to change your story, you have to change the voices that you will listen to so that you can go where you need to go.
Switch it up.
Yes.
But then you have to be aware that these are the voices that are pushing you down.
Yes.
And it could cost here
Yes.
to let go of these people or let go of these voices
Yes.
that keep pulling you down.
And you have it starts, by the way, Mikali, with you understanding your identity.
Yes.
Now that's where most of us miss it.
Like it's at the very beginning. Like if anybody let you down, is you. Like how cool you didn't trust yourself enough, or you gave up on yourself too soon. You had other people say things. You doubted yourself.
Yeah, but you know what? Sometimes you don't even blame people. Sometimes the voices outside are so strong, Mikali. Remember, some of these voices started from our childhood. Then it's because they started from our childhood, we seem to attract the same thing over and over again. You understand? Okay. So by the time someone is coming into their young adulthood, by the time someone is coming into their adulthood, honestly speaking, for most of us, we stopped believing in ourselves. Not because there was anything wrong with us, but there was everything wrong with the voices that were around us, and they didn't know better. So we have to take a step back to remember who we were, to remind ourselves somehow. That's the only way that you can capture vision again. Because unless you know what is in your hands, you cannot set goals. You cannot set vision. That's the truth.
And this, when you talk about goals, these are not your... It's about, I don't know how to say it. It's more than I'm going to the gym because I want to look good.
No.
It is way more than that.
Yes.
Yeah.
It has to start. No, you see, going to the gym because you want to look good is so superficial. It's so on the outside.
Yes.
You get,
So we don't go deep.
Yes. It's the feel-good thing, that's not getting us there. In fact, very many people, when they're going through heartbreak or whatever, love yourself. You're going to the spa, dealing with all the external things, but not...
I go on holidays. Just like, I don't need you anymore.
I'm a survivor.
Yes, it's on repeat, that song. So you don't deal.
Yes. And you have to remember who you are. You have to remember who you are again. You have to remember. Every time, Mikali, even for me, every time I go through a setback, because I do. Every time I go through a challenge, because I do. Every time I face criticism, because I will. I have to remind myself who Judy is. Let me tell you a real life story. This happened to me. I remember I had just transitioned into marriage. You know, truthfully speaking, people celebrate weddings and marriages, but it's a whole different ballgame.
Yes.
You get there, you're trying to fit in. I mean, it's very hazy, especially in Black Africa, where you don't just get married to one person. They all come, a whole community with their whole expectations and everything. So here I was, and honestly speaking, as confident as I look, my self-esteem took a hit. And I can say for 2 years of my life, Mikali, I was just on autopilot.
The first 2 years?
Yes. I didn't know. I was just busy here fighting to survive.
Did you know?
I don't know that let me tell you what happened.
Yes.
My stepbrother died. So we went back home to bury.
Okay.
And then a cousin of mine from nowhere, may the Lord bless her, I need to go and sow a very heavy seed in her life.
Amen.
She told me, Judy, unajua ni wewe ulikuwa umesimamisha boma ya baba yako.
Oh.
Mwikali, that statement reminded me of who Judy is. I'm telling you so that you see that even when people don't believe in themselves, it is not that they wish it upon themselves. Life can hit you.
Yeah. And it took someone who was not even close to
Someone who, and she didn't know.
Isn't that like the voice of God now?
Thank you, Jesus. Yes, that's how
So
God
it
speaks.
doesn't have to be complicated.
No, yes, thank you. You got it.
Yes, I did. Yes,
I'm
I did.
actually excited. So that's
Yes.
yes. So that's what happened. I came back and I told my husband, you know what? I found myself again.
Okay.
And Mikali, since that time, December 2017, something happened to me. I went on a new path of remembering who Judy was. And so this is a message of hope for anyone out there. You probably are just facing a setback and it looks like, you know what, your sense of identity has been taken out. You can recover and set yourself on a new trajectory.
When you talk about finding yourself
Yes.
and going back to, you know, that person, or just really going deep inside to find you, then honesty has a huge role to play.
You have to be vulnerable to yourself.
Very.
Vulnerable. It
To
starts
everything that was messy, ugly,
Yes,
you have to face it.
Yes, yes. Now that becomes a challenge.
Yeah.
Because we have been trained to cover everything and make it look nice and rosy. As a matter of fact, even what I have said that I went to be reminded by my cousin, you know, many people won't say it, but it is your truth and it's good for you to own it. That's where now healing begins. Healing begins, by the way, it's not magical. Healing begins with awareness, then acceptance. But sometimes because things have been covered over a very long period of time that it almost became second nature, that's why as coaches we come back to help you to begin to to see the missing links and to see the puzzle for what it is. Then that way, after we show you and you become aware, that's how now we help you now to hold your hand until you overcome.
Okay. For anyone wondering what it is that they can do in the new year, once they set their goals and they know this is where I want to go, this is what I want to do, it probably looks like a huge task to accomplish. What are some of the things that or exercise, those skills that you would maybe ask them to do consistently to help them stay on a path, even if it won't be easy, maybe they're watawacha kidogo, but to always remind you to go back to the why?
I think for me, the most important thing is having a conviction, a strong conviction.
Okay.
And that conviction comes out of introspection, where the voice has come from inside you, not from what everyone else will say. Because the world will criticize you, Mikali. The world will finish you. The world has expectations of you. But what do you know about yourself? That's where it starts. Once you have very clear understanding about what you know about yourself, then now secondly, you can have clarity of vision. Then you have something that you're moving towards. Most of us don't have anything that we are moving towards. You get?
Yes.
That's why every year we are saying goal setting doesn't work. No, it's not that goal setting doesn't work. Many people, honestly, there are people who stopped setting goals. There are people who sometimes even through coaching, they say, no, I don't want to do a vision board. I don't want to, no, they have all sorts of things.
Yes.
Then now later on, they come back and own up and they say, Judy, honestly, I stopped dreaming.
That is the truth.
I stopped dreaming. And Mikali, let me tell you, let's not do anything else. Let's not even try to just tap into that child. Let's go back, Mikali, and dream. Let's go back and dream.
Nakanikani ngumu.
Apana,
Si ngumu.
we can't imagine nikukua childlike in nature. Unanielewa? By the way, it's so simple, it's unbelievable. It's just us being able to tap into our childhood. It's because, you know why we're becoming challenged? We are so logical. We have trained ourselves up to,
Proper adults.
Yes, and trained ourselves to close ourselves up
Yep.
to even relationships that would help us, by the way. We don't see ourselves clearly. It's amazing how many people are out here with big jobs, but they don't even know themselves, honestly speaking.
That is the truth.
So once you know yourself, then Wekali, it doesn't matter what any boss in this world will come and tell you. You know who you are. Then you stop defining yourself by a job.
Nope.
Because you understand what the potential inside
If
of
you don't call me Dr. Judy,
It's
every
alright.
last me kuje before.
It doesn't matter. You understand? You stop
Yes.
defining it. Then you stop defining yourself by a relationship. Are you getting it? Because even as I check into this relationship, this is what I'm offering.
Yep.
So if you choose to walk away, it's fine. Someone else will be able to see this value. And it's not coming from a place of pride. It's coming from a place of self-understanding. Then you can set even your relationship goals very clearly because you know who you are. You stop constipating on cups of tea in Java. Are you seeing?
Yes.
So all these goals, by the way, have to be based on you understanding yourself, going back in simplicity, being able to catch your ability to dream again. Just think about that girl. Think about that young boy and the dreams and aspirations that when you could dare, Mwikali.
Yeah. I remember that girl.
Yes, let's go back to daring. Let's go back to turning up the lights again. Let's go back to stepping onto the stage with confidence, knowing that we have it at whatever stage and age in your life.
That is true. You know, you're quite an inspiration, Judy. You've been vulnerable. You've been vulnerable on this set so many times, and every time, sometimes I feel like, oh my God, time is flying. I will not be able to do this because in my head I was supposed to do it by the age of 25, 26, 27, and you know I've not yet done it. Then I'm like, Judy said at 40, she got it.
Yes.
So it's okay.
It's okay.
It's
in
okay.
fact, 40 is lenient. 40 plus.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah?
40 plus. 40 is very lenient. 40 plus.
Yeah.
Yes. And let me tell you, Mikali, once you are able to get your ability to dream again, once you begin to see the vision, then it becomes God's business to align everything in line with the purposes, because the purpose was His. It's just that we lost it. So it becomes His business to accelerate it and take you to the place where you need to go, because now you're in the place of purpose. Ash, are you seeing it?
Yeah, many Judy. Numaliza na power.
Na kwambia, people should go back to dreaming.
Judy, I just want to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas.
May your dreams come true.
Amen. May we go and dream with Kali. May we do great things in 2022. In Jesus' name.
Amen. And on that note, we're going to social media, Judy.
Social media, Safarini with Judy Mzungu on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, 0714722733, 0784722733. Turn up your dreams again. It's possible. Indeed. Yes.
Let us pay those bills. We'll be right back after this break. Don't go too far. This is Full Circle with Wikali.